Hey guys, good evening. It's August the 12th, Sunday at 5:35. Looking at the ES, we have these pivots that we've been looking at for the past few weeks, where we hit this double top and we had the 127 extension very close to these March-April highs. Okay, we talked about the fibs here on these recent pivots from this low here up to these highs. Okay, and where the 127 extension with this breakout where the 127 extension meets this area confluence here. Alright, so this is something that I'm watching for a trade, either a fade here or what happens, possibly the 1618. Okay, if we continue to blast through here, which I highly doubt if we look at the US dollar. We made this higher high on a lower RSI and a lower MACD, so we had divergence here, which is what I'm looking at, and thinking there's a possibility that we could rally up to 83.65 again in that area and then move lower, or just trade back up into this channel. Okay, either way, you have to be watching your ES futures, the NASDAQ, and your spiders for a trade respectively. NASDAQ futures, you can see we're pretty strong here as well. We broke above these highs here, this triple top, and we have the 127 extension, which we've put behind us. We're trading along this trend line. The 1618 is up here at those March-April highs. Okay, so keep an eye on the NASDAQ futures as well. XLK is looking really good as well. Okay, you can see that XLK made a nice move off the 200 period here, okay, in this channel, and then it's continued to move higher through June, July, and we're at these highs, the XLK I should say, and we're inside of this pocket of volume at price. We'd like to see this get back above this level here that we're finding as resistance, and we're currently flagging on the daily. It'd be nice to see this move back down to the 10 period and then bounce for a trade. DBV's got a little bit of a rest here, which you would expect. It's had a nice move. MUB, municipal bonds, have made a nice move, and we're since moving off this pivot level. Okay, we had some nice volume on Friday, and Kijun-sen is starting to turn up. Okay, the lower Bollinger Band, and we got the 50 period down here as well. TLT, been seeing money moving out of bonds. I was thinking there's a possibility we could retest the 50 period and then move lower down to the 200, okay, the white line. If we get below this level here, volume at price. But I'm seeing funds moving out of bonds into equities, specifically into commodity denominated currencies, AUD, USD. You can see that it's been moving higher off of these lows and forming the right side of a cup, if you will. Kumo looking good, cruising right along Tinkin, and Chiku is right above the price too, so very strong looking charts. And we have Tinkin and Kijun both trending higher. US dollar is weak against the Canadian currencies, which is also heavily denominated in commodity names. Okay, oil, gold, silver, you name it, which could also be viewed as a risk-on trade. Speaking of the risk-on trade, you want to keep an eye on the small cap S&P 600 and also the Russell IWM for a look. Now we broke out of this descending channel and we are flagging out for the most part. Stochastics is overbought, and we're pretty close to the upper Bollinger Band, though we haven't hit it yet. You can definitely see histogram has turned positive though, and the Keltner Bollinger Band isn't giving us a signal. Some trades I was looking at, obviously last week, A-Run, we were looking for a long, but we got this gap up on Thursday Jason was able to exit some of his position. We hit the span B on the Kumo, and we're flagging right now. So with this volume here, volume at price, this vacuum, I would expect that we could see a move back down to Tenkan and then a move higher. I would love to see that personally. Move down to the 10 and the 20 period for an entry. Note that the 50 period is starting to round this bottom and starting to move back up. We're overbought. ARG, another one I've been watching. Based for some time. Over 2010, 2011, we traded as well when there was rumor of a buyout. And then we had this nice move up off the August lows. Okay, we're in this descending channel, and I'd be looking for any weakness to give me a trade on this particular one. I'd like to see, actually like to see a bull cross on the 20, 50, and the 10 period. We're right at the 200 period here, the white line. So something I'm watching. AMX is a trade that I'm in. Carlos Slim, I follow some of the things that he does. One of the richest men out there, obviously. We're at the lower Bollinger Band with a flat 200 period. The rule is trade the upper and lower Bollinger Band. We had a test of the lower Bollinger Band. We bounced off of it. I look to see if we pierce down through this and give us a buy signal to the upside. See a three candle reversal, a move lower here, and then a move higher. Or conversely, if this is the 3 candle reversal, we want to see it move higher tomorrow. Kumo looks really smart. Chiku is right here at price. I want to see that move back up. But we came down, almost tested the span B. I noticed OVTI, that Trader Stewie is looking at this as a possible breakout trade here. Personally, I'd like to see it move back off of this a little bit and come down to the 20 period, which is rising, going to give us a bullish cross, which would be nice. This is definitely a broken trend, this downtrend that's been occurring since April. And I'd like to see this come up to the 200 period and move off of it. But if we get a move lower on Monday, Tuesday, the 20 period is catching up, and we got the 10 period right here as well. So it's a kind of a no trade for me right now, but I am watching it. I am short a couple of retail names: XRT, TGT, Target, Walmart, and I was also looking at AEO, American Eagle. But Walmart looks like it's rolling over a bit. Okay, keep an eye on this one for possible short. Okay, TGT flagging here, so that could be deceiving, could move higher. AEO had a nasty candle on Friday. Okay, so keep an eye on this. This wouldn't be surprising me to see a lot of these retailers, mutual fund, hedge fund managers getting out of some of these stocks that have moved off the September, October lows. Okay, I think Russia just won. Oh, it's 13-6. Men's volleyball. I'm still in KOG. I rolled these to September. I had the August 9s. I rolled them to September and also bought some January 10s, 2013 leaps. Okay, so I'm looking for this flag to move higher. We definitely got the pressure. We have, if you look at stochastics, we were oversold. We held off of this lower channel, and we rallied higher. You could see this move off of this 200 period and move higher, but I'm definitely watching this upper Bollinger Band a possibility, and this area here will break above Kirby. We did this once before. Usually the first time it doesn't work, as you know if you follow GTO, but this would be the second shot at that. XOM, I'm still in this one. It's continuing to follow the 10 period up on the daily, and Kumo looks good. Alright, we're above these breakout levels that we drew in a couple of weeks ago when GTO went on vacation. We're above this Kirby here, so this is looking really good. Still long. I have the calls. I didn't spread these, so it's a directional trade on my part. COG, I sold these on Tuesday, and I was going to get back in them, but we had a nice run up on Thursday. It kind of scared me a little bit. We had this pull back to breakout pattern. Okay. Also note TweetDeck. There's quite a bit of great information this weekend. If you're not using TweetDeck or using Twitter, you really need to consider it, because there's a lot of information out there. People sharing ideas, trades, setups, and so forth. Just to name a few, there were a few people out there talking about the breadth. Okay, Red Lion Trader. You can see the links up above. Open interest, what it's telling us in treasuries. JC Parents posted a few things. This low volume that everybody's been talking about, the rally problem solved over at the Reform Broker. An interview with a high frequency trader, which is a very interesting article. Bernie Schaefer's site, which has some interesting information on consecutive weeks of bearishness, what happened afterwards, and those dates are designated with a signal. This is based on the American Association of Individual Investors. Short percent, drop in short percent. Obviously, when shorts cover, they have to buy the stock back, and when this starts to dissipate, you start to see the red line here, the total short interest on all the optionable securities that are out there. 2,600. It's peaked and moving lower. Okay, and when it's happened in the past, you can see that we've rallied. Okay, we're starting to back off here, and we're starting to rally. Okay, if you look at the longer term chart, with the exception of 2008, where both the S&P and short interest was dropping at the same time because people were covering on this move lower because it's historic. This is like a 8 sigma event or whatever it is. And we peaked here and moved lower. We've rallied, peaked, rallied, peaked, rallied, peaked, and rallied. Okay, and here we are peaking again. So it's something to consider. This is you can look at this article yourself. Looking at NASDAQ futures, you can see that we're trading higher, and we're exceeding the 127 extension off of this triple top here. 1, 2, 3, and then we're hugging this trend line and the possibility of a 1618 tag before we hit these April highs. Looking at the dollar again, you can see on the daily the 20 period is moving lower, the 50 period and the 8262 long-term resistance support level we're trading right below that. We could move lower down to this 81.85 level, which is the 100 period moving average, and possibly bounce, create the right shoulder that I've been talking about. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder over here somewhere. Okay, or we could move higher into that channel. Monthly, we met resistance here at the 83.08 level. Okay, we have a doji on the monthly chart. We still have a couple of weeks left. We could move higher or lower, so keep an eye on the monthly. But what I'm watching here is the possibility of a 3-box reversal, filling the 81.32 level, and start a series of O's or selling to the downside. Alright, so I hope this helps. Have a few trades in there for you and my thoughts going into the week. I see GTO is posting a gold chart, so I'll take a look at that. Oh, it's 10 after 6, so let's take a look at the futures. Alright, so we're trading a little bit lower, 1495. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar's pretty much moving sideways on the 5-minute. Let's look at the hourly. Okay, no big thing here. So we're a little bit lower on the NASDAQ futures and the S&P, so keep an eye on that. Hope this helps. Remember to use your stops, and we'll talk to you in the room tomorrow. Take care.